Okay, so it depends. Sometimes I have 2 classes in the morning.
Yeah. 2 classes is enough.
Uh, Actually, it's not enough, but most of the time students are busy in the morning as well.
Ah.
That's why my morning is not that busy.
Mm.
Okay. Well, anyway, let's continue with our lesson. I think today we have to talk about issue number 6.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So, what is the title, please?
Proper ethic etiquette.
Yes. Very
Ethic. Yeah.
nice. That is good. It's proper etiquette.
Etiquette. Right.
Yes. So, when you hear that word, proper etiquette, what comes first into your mind?
Um. A proper etiquette. It's kind of nice behavior
Mhm.
from one person to others, and um, that the behavior is supposed to be proper and correct in the particular situation. For
Mhm.
example, when you go to funeral, you should wear um, black
Yes.
black clothes and um, you and when yeah and when you um, when you go to the bus, you should give seats to the old person and children.
Mhm. Yes, that is right.
That is proper etiquette.
Yes. Okay. So actually, sometimes proper etiquette depends on the culture, right? Like, for example, like what you mentioned a while ago, when you go to funeral. So in your country, so when you have to attend funeral, you really need to wear black, right?
Mm,
So you cannot wear light colors like yellow or red, blue, right?
yeah.
Yes. So same situation here in my country. That was before, maybe like 20 years ago or 15 years ago. We also do that. Every time we go to funeral, we need to wear black or yeah, black, or maybe sometimes if you are not that, if you are not a relative, maybe you can wear white.
Mm,
But nowadays, as days drag on, it's like it's changing. Like you can wear any kind or any kind of color. Sometimes people wear green.
oh.
Others are also already wearing red.
Your your culture is more open. It's opener than before.
Yes.
But it's
Okay.
not in Vietnam. We try to protect our culture. So
Mm-hmm.
when you go to pagoda and you wear a skirt and short clothes, so the people stare at you and point at you and maybe you shout out, why you can't wear so impolite clothes and go to the
Mm-hmm.
pagoda. And
Ah.
the people make photograph and send to and the next day you show you should you you should be show up on newspaper that there's a girl who in pagoda with short skirt. So
Oh, really? But don't you think it's against your it's against the law, like taking pictures of you and then putting your pictures in newspaper or maybe in Facebook or in other how do you call that, social media.
Mm.
So it's like that is not a proper etiquette, right? Like for example, you take a pictures of someone else and then you're gonna post that picture in social media. So I think that particular person can file a case against you or can sue you in court, right? Okay. But anyway, like what you mentioned, it depends on I mean, sometimes proper etiquette also depends on your personality, right? So let's start. First, I want you to read the paragraph.
Okay. Mm. What is proper etiquette for smokers and non-smokers dining out together?
Oh, one more time. It's dining out together.
Dining out, okay. Dining out together. Recently, 8 of us decided to eat out. It was one's birthday, and the other was treating him to a party. The restaurant, the restaurant did not take reservations. As we entered the restaurant, we were asked if we want to sit in the smoking, non-smoking section. I said non-smoking, but was quickly and loudly corrected by one of the smokers. There was there was there were 3 smokers and 5 non-smokers in our party. The 3 smokers just smoked during uh, the entire meal. The meal took about 2 hours. I don't think it would be would have been unreasonable for the smokers to have abstained for that short period of time. Or they could have excused themselves for a few minutes if they wanted a cigarette. Since the non-smokers were in the majority, I think our party should have been seated in the non-smoking section.
Okay. So this time it is actually hot issue here in my country until now. So about the smokers and non-smokers.
Mm.
So first, let's talk about some words there. I think most of the words are really easy there. You can easily understand. But I have one question. What do you mean by abstain?
Um,
So it says here, I don't think it would have been unreasonable for the smoker to have abstained for that short period of time.
um, Often that mm, you attempt you attempt to avoid something.
Mm-hmm. Right. Okay. You refrained. Okay. So, for example, in this situation, so they are staying in the restaurant or they only stayed in the restaurant for 2 hours. So the author of this book says maybe 2 hours. None are not smoking for 2 hours is, I mean, I think that
Reason.
is yeah, it's
Accept.
reasonable. So it means abstain. You have to refrain. You have to stop smoking for only 2 hours. Right? Okay, so in this situation, like for example, let me ask you, do you have friends who is smoking?
No,
No.
I
Okay.
don't have smoking friends. And in Vietnam nowadays, the the young people, the young generation like me and my friends, we we have tendency to